there's no such thing as upside down, right? Gravity is the center and the earth is the bottom of everything. So there's no such thing as upside down, as ridiculous as that sounds. And I love the cartoon Dave's got up.
That's where you live. Great. That's where you live.
So Fed Up just brought up a damn good point right here, guys. If you were sitting back and you was watching from, say, a 40,000 foot view, okay, 60,000 foot view, you could actually see a ship going around in this, just falling off forever, never to be seen again. But yet they just keep right on selling, don't they?
Well, Starlink is supposed to be 350 miles up and, away from Earth. So why don't they zoom in from 350 miles away, zoom out from the same perspective, and then zoom in at a different perspective, and it's that easy. If we were living on a globe, it would be that easy.
Okay, I got a great thank you for that. I'm on Starlink. That's what I'm on, okay? So
let's talk about that. We need to talk about you being on Starlink.
Well, dude, that's on the choice I got, bro. That's all I got.
You're on Starlink, right?
Yes, sir.
So think about this, right? The Earth is corkscrewing through space, right? The Earth is. Hold on, let me just pull it up. This is what the Earth is doing. We're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. We're orbiting.
Hang on, I thought it was faster than that.
No, we're orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, and we're chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour. That whole thing is moving sideways. All of those motions are not perfect circles; they're ellipses. So they're speeding up and slowing down, right? So everything constantly has to change speeds. Now, to have a geostationary satellite, and I'm not saying Starlinks are geostationary, but they claim that some satellites are geostationary. It has to stay over America while America's spinning, whirling, and twirling, and this little tin can, which is in space, that has no power supply, that's 350 miles away or farther. Geostationary satellites, I think, are farther than that. Is somehow picking up signals. When Felix Baumgartner jumped from 120,000 feet, that's just 20 miles, they could barely talk to him. They could barely get a transmission to him, right? Which is bizarre, right? But so think about this. Cell phone towers, the higher they are, the bigger of an area they serve. You with me?
Yep.
Right? So if we had a cell phone tower, a cell phone, 500 feet, that's pretty good. That's a nice high cell phone tower. And it would have a nice big circle, and you wouldn't need so many cell phone towers so close. But there's cell towers everywhere that all overlap, and that way, I drove from southern Jersey all the way to Connecticut. I was on a phone call the whole way, never even heard a click, never lost a call. Great technology. Fantastic. Right? You with me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do two things at once, and now there it is, satellites. So Starlink, have you ever seen the Starlink satellites crossing the sky?
No, I haven't. I haven't looked for them.
I have too. I have too. It's crazy. It looks just like this, right?
Yes.
Right. But I don't want to say everyone listening, if you get a chance, if you see them, tell everyone to shut up and listen. And people keep reporting that they hear a jet fighter in front of them and they hear a jet fighter behind them. They hear like a military jet in front and behind. Now, to me, these look very low, super low. To me, I don't know what this is. There's a lot of things that it could be, right? It could just be a string of drones, of lights, of whatever. It could be the bottom of an airship and we can't see the airship. It could be a lot of things, but I think it's very low. And they have these military escorts. That way, if some guy in a Cessna goes, "What the hell's that? I'm going to fly over there." He's immediately intercepted, right? That's just my opinion, what that could be. I need more confirmation that those are actually jet fighters. But these things, now they keep changing the size of a Starlink. They say it's the size of a human. Now they say it's the size of 3 humans. Let's say it's the size of 10 humans, just to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? You look up at a 747 in the sky, right? It's tiny at cruising altitude, right?
Which is the size of a football field.
747, size of a football field, 747. Now, it's hard to see in this picture, but you look up, you can see, I can see the wings. I could almost see the engines. The engines, you see this guy right here? You can't even see the guy right here, right? There's a guy right there. Okay. How many can fit in there? I say you can fit 10 or 20 Starlink satellites in that engine. Let's say you can only fit 5. Okay. Right. So it's 1/5 of the size. At that height of 7 miles, do you think you could see it? You think you could see one Starlink? No, you couldn't. But it's not 7 miles. It's 350 miles. It has no power source. It has no way to be maintenance, right? Right? Everything needs maintenance. Cell towers need maintenance. There's always guys on those towers fixing them, the problems with them. But we can have a little tin can orbiting, somehow magically staying with gravity holding it, somehow picking up a signal, somehow having the power, the bandwidth, and them knowing exactly where it is. It's frigging ridiculous. FR.
Okay.
Right? Frigging ridiculous.
Dave, with that saying, that's why I brought up this subject.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for going on so long, but I'll finish it. I was flying to Texas a couple weeks ago, and I uploaded a whole bunch of stuff. I uploaded 3 videos, downloaded stuff. Right. I was doing all sorts of stuff using their equipment on that airplane. Everyone else on the airplane, 300 people on the airplane, they were all doing it too. Right. Airplanes are roving cell phone towers. They're not 500 feet in the air. They're 5 miles in the air. They're amazing, right? So satellite phones, Starlink, they're connecting with airplanes that are connecting with the tower. Once you get to a ground-based tower, you're worldwide. So that internet is just going through airplanes. It's more efficient. It can be serviced. It has a power source. They know exactly where it is. That's how it's happening. Elon Musk shut down Starlink as soon as the war started in the Ukraine. You know why? No fly zone. They had a no fly zone.
Okay, but
think maybe the most important thing
that you brought that up, I'm glad you brought that last part up. Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
Cody, Tyler, Fed Up, Peach. What have they been putting in front of everyone's faces? Balloon satellites, far as supposedly from China.
Yeah.
Right there in your faces, everybody. Right there.
Well, that they might be doing some of the stuff with balloon satellites. That's very possible that they're using balloons, but that balloon has to have a power source. I don't think that's doing the bulk of it. I think that it's airplanes.
But you just proven the point, Dave.
Yeah.
You're proving the point that you only got so much reach. Got me?
Yeah. No, I got you.
This is the thing about flat Earth and what Dave just proved. Listen, maybe we don't have the fucking answers and we don't know what Starlink is. And I don't know what those lights are up in the sky, but he just showed you a 747. And there's no way that from 350 miles that it's something the size of a kitchen table or anything.
At 100 miles, you couldn't even see a 747. At 10 miles, you couldn't see it.
The point is they're lying about what they're telling you it is.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe we don't have the answer as to exactly what it is, but all logical things and using your senses, trusting your senses, they're fucking lying to you. What is the purpose of that lie? I do want to go back because Miss Ritchie brought a question in here, and this is the type of stuff that I thought we should be doing tonight. One issue for me is, does the flat Earth model have an axis? Because I can see the sun from higher in the summer and lower in the southern sky in the winter. How does that work?
Very easy.
This is about the analemma and the travel path of the sun. I guess, Dave, you probably have got all of the.
I don't want to take over the whole show, but
you've got all the visuals.
You're pulling it up. I can tell a quick story. Before I was a flat earther, every single morning when I was a teacher, I would look out the weight room. We had a beautiful weight room that would overlook east, and I would take an Instagram photo every single day that there was a sunrise. And I noticed, throughout the year, where I was looking at it, it was very far in the south, and then it would travel to the north. And, I had no idea what was going on. In my mind, I thought I was imagining things, and I went back and looked at all my photos, and I couldn't make sense of it on a globe. And then once I looked at what the sun actually does in the flat Earth model, it made the most sense ever. And I'm sure, Dave, you probably have some visual you can pull up, but I mean, it's the most simple thing once you see it.
So just for those of you that are new here, the inner yellow line is the Tropic of Cancer, and that's where our sun is in June. And that's why it's warm here in the north, because the sun is close, right? 6 months later, the sun will march its way out to the Tropic of Capricorn. You get the little jumping guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, brings us out to December, and that's out here. So it's out south. So when it's out south, it's summer in the south. It's making a bigger circle, which explains the analemma. That's a little complicated for somebody that's a little new, but it's farther away. So let me just show you real quick how, just with a simple diagram, seasons, here it is. So let's say we're outside and it's cold, whatever, and we're sitting apart from each other, and here's somebody holding a heat lamp directly above your head, right? This is you. So your sun is high in the sky above you. It's straight up. It's warm because it's close. And then this person walks over, keeping it at the exact same height. You watch the sun get lower and farther. I watch it get higher and closer. And now it's my summer and it's your winter. That's exactly how seasons work. It couldn't be any simpler. And
Absolutely.
when the sun is far away, it's low in the sky. Go stand out under streetlights on a straight, flat road, and they're all at different heights. The one that's over your head is your summer sun. The one down the road is your winter sun. It's farther. It's farther. It's lower, and it goes out of range faster. There's so many things. People go, well, if the sun has to go around the Tropic of Capricorn in the winter, it's going faster. How do you account for that? It's easily accounted for, but better than that, there's actually proof that it's going faster, right? Because it's going faster, the transition from sunset to dark everywhere in the world is faster in December than it is in June. Everywhere. If the Earth was a globe, it would be different. It would be slower in June in the north and slower in Australia in December. But it's not. It's faster for everybody because the sun is moving faster. It's amazing. That, by the way, that right there, for me, for some of you, is so, wow, that's so simple. Other people that are new to this, their minds aren't taught to think like that. You're taught to memorize and regurgitate, right? That's actually, you have to think this through in 3D. And a lot of people just don't have that skill. I wasn't taught that in school. I was taught to memorize and regurgitate. You know what mattered in school? The A. Not questioning anything. The A mattered. That's why I didn't get a whole lot of them.
Some of these basic things, like, do you have an image of that streetlight picture?
I do.
I mean, it's something just so simple that maybe people just overlook all this and can't comprehend how simple this is. Look up at the street light that's right above you and look at the one that's 2 miles down the road. Obviously, that one is lower in your perspective. This is how they pull off the bullshit of the sunrise and sunset, because people just can't understand the perspective of how you're looking at things. I think that the streetlight picture is a...
You know, I don't have the streetlights, but let me just show you this. Look at this line right here. I have the streetlight, but I came across this first. I haven't shown this in a while. Look at this line. And then we look at these. I'm adding some more lines. 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 Now, which line is the highest? This one?
Yep.
Or this one? This is the highest, right?
That's what it looks like.
They're all
I
the
would
same
say
height.
the
They're all the same height. They're all the height of the lights, right? Here's the lights going away, streets level. They're all the same size. All of these lines are at the same height, but you see this one is the highest and this one is the lowest.
You're muted, Chad.
I don't like these games.
Okay, but Dave, I'm glad you brought that up because there's been a lot of videos that Cody has brought up. It's all about being level.
Yeah, well, the horizontal level is horizontal. Try that on a globe. Here, one more. Which line? Now I'm going to trick you. I'm going to trick you, so don't fall for it. Which line is the highest? Or maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm not going to trick you.
What?
Is it the yellow line or the red line?
They're the same.
They're all the same. Actually, which one's shorter? This one or this one?
Me.
You're shorter. Okay.
Yeah, she's short.
So now we're gonna look. Right here, I am in Mexico. This line is right above this bush, which is about 4 feet off the deck, and this is about 10 feet across right here. Right. This is about 25 feet across, and it's the height of the deck. So this line is lower than this line. It's 5 feet lower. Right. This is the edge of the deck over here, and then it drops down about 5 feet to the beach, and then down a little farther to the water. So this line is 15 feet below this line, and this line is a couple miles wide. This line's only 5 feet wide. This is how this is how people get confused, right? This is a short line. This line is measuring miles of horizon.
That's good. It's a good demonstration.
Oh, yeah, it's good. How about a little bit on? Let's talk a little bit about NASA.
Yeah, that's a hard one for people because, people think, so you're telling me they're all in on it, but that's not the case. Like, I've been looking into them recently, and, you watch old 1960s videos of people from the control room doing the Gemini mission, and the Apollo missions and things, and they say that the simulations that they ran, this is control room saying this, that the simulations were just as real as the real missions. So you go and look at their rooms in there, and the guys at the control room, they only had data on their screen. So what they considered a real mission, they're just looking at numbers and symbols, right? So then I'm thinking, I wonder if that's still the case. So I look into mission control today, like nowadays, and it's the same thing. And I watched this inside NASA flight control interview with this guy named Rick LeBrode. He's the flight director for the Artemis 1 mission, right? They're interviewing him, and they said, hey, tell us a little bit about what's going on in your displays. And he said, he goes, well, this is just monitoring the mission. He goes, I don't know what any of this is. That's really for my specialist to know. So maybe I could see something here, like change a color, and I'd let my specialist know. And then he's the one that, so this guy comes in there, has been working there for 30 years, runs these simulation after simulation, and he says they're no different. He says the same thing, no different from the real mission, right? They don't really show much live footage.
Can't tell the difference between a simulation and the real thing. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Kind of like 9/11, huh?
Yeah. So it was funny because later in the interview, the guy was asking him, he was like, what gives you the most, anxiety? And he laughs a little bit, and he goes, about Artemis. He goes, oh, I'm glad you clarified there. He goes, because I was going to say preparing for this interview. He said, I was going to say preparing for today gives me the most anxiety, because he was being asked about his job. And, and Rick LeBrode, I have nothing against the guy. He's flight director at NASA, but honestly, he goes in there, he might think he's a little bit in the Twilight Zone even, because he goes in, watches these displays. When green turns to purple, he tells this guy, and that's his job, man. And then at the end of the day, he gets a paycheck at the end of the week. Maybe he even questions what exactly he does at NASA. They're right. 78.3%, I think, all computer engineers there. So that leaves very little for anything else.
And no one knows what the person next to them is doing.
Yeah.
One of the most important things to talk about when we get into NASA is we are all taught that we live on a globe. Right from the mobile that's hanging above the baby's head to the globe that's in your kindergarten classroom to this complete indoctrination system that is set up to make everyone think that.
That's David. That's David Shane. I told him all you guys were here.
That we, the Night Watcher.
What's up, dude?
Yeah. Who gave him that nickname?
That would be Chad.
That'd be me.
I was just going to say, it can be just as simple as this. I wanted to watch Spaceman on Netflix because I just, you know.
Stop watching Netflix.
Listen. Anyway, if you're watching a movie and they're floating around in the movie like they're in space, if they can do it here on Earth, is what I'm saying, in the movies. Do y'all get what I'm laying down here?
Yeah, fly me to the moon.
Yeah. They're way better in the movies, too, than what NASA shows us.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Real quick, if I could take a moment just to shout out Sean Hibbler. If you guys are not familiar with Hibbler Productions, so it takes for some people, like a pivotal awakening, right? So something like realizing that the moon landing was faked, which obviously Hollywood is going to show exactly how they did this with their movie Fly Me to the Moon. But if you take a moment to watch a film called Level with Me, which is a documentary produced by Sean Hibbler, he is going to show you the Challenger explosion, and then on film take you through and introduce you to 6 of the astronauts that were on that Challenger explosion that are still here alive and well in real life. And you understand that the whole point of the Challenger mission was to stop sending human beings into outer space, because those are more people that have to lie, right? They want this all compartmentalized. You believe that you live on a globe because that's what we taught you from the beginning, and we don't want any human being to contradict what we told you. So we need to stop the manned missions to the moon. That was the purpose of the Challenger mission, the traumatic event. Everybody's looking up and watch their teacher explode in the sky. And that wasn't real. That was a false flag to stop manned missions into outer space. And Sean Hibbler, better than anyone, blows this out of the water in that documentary. If you haven't seen that, I would definitely recommend that, along with
Level with Me and The Next Level. They're all in the movie section on the app if you can't find them online.
I would absolutely recommend watching some Hibbler Productions. He does some great work. He's definitely worth a shout out here tonight. And this is all about.
Have you watched his latest movie, Old World Order?
Not yet. Don't tell me, because I am.
It's on my web. It's on my website. Old World Order. There's a big flatearthdave.com. There's a big banner right there. It's free
all
to watch.
Tartaria stuff, and I'm about to watch that real soon.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
Hey, so before we get off NASA, I just want to kind of give a plug too for my boys over at the Firmamental podcast. They have interviewed a former NASA employee named David Beverly multiple times. And this guy worked for NASA for 12 years. And during those 12 years, he fully believed that we lived on a globe. He was looking at computer screens, just like you guys were talking about. He was looking at data. And then I don't know if he left NASA once he found out, but he goes on public platforms now and talks about how he was deceived and how he now knows that we do not live on a globe, and how compartmentalized it was for him to have no clue what anyone else was doing, and to have no clue that where we lived wasn't at all where he thought, or where we do live wasn't at all what he thought, where we thought we lived. So Firmamental Podcast, David Beverly episodes. Great listen.
That's interesting. I definitely have never heard Dave's take on this. Can you see that, Dave?
Can I see what?
The question at the bottom of the
screen. I have
screen.
another question. Does Flat Earth Dave support maybe it's not just directed to you. Does Flat Earth support inner Earth because the Bible and Admiral Byrd talked about an inner Earth?
Well, yeah. You know what? The Flat Earth doesn't support a hollow Earth theory, because that's just another prison for your mind, because you're still in a sphere. Now, I think there's all sorts of levels. I think there's stuff below us. I mean, I know there's stuff below us. What's below that? What's below 7 miles? There might be another firmament down there. Who knows? Right? We have no way of knowing. But I think that Admiral Byrd, there's two ways to look at it. Admiral Byrd was in on the whole thing, is a Freemason. He knew the whole thing. I don't think that's the truth. As some people say that, so be it. He went to Antarctica. There's all sorts of stories of airplanes crashing into the dome, invisible, all sorts of stuff. But if he went beyond what's the South Pole and said that he found more land bigger than America that no human has ever set foot upon, maybe he thought he was flying into something, because you can't explain it if you live on a ball. So maybe he made it up, or maybe they made it up, because his information didn't all come out until after he was dead. And it kind of changed styles a little bit on what he was saying. So I think that, they added an extra chapter in there, if you will. My opinion. He goes on the news and says there's more land bigger than America, and then he dies in his sleep.
Okay, can I ask this question? I've never researched this. Y'all are the professionals because y'all eat, breathe, and sleep and stuff, okay? How far is it across the globe? When I say globe, you understand what I'm saying? The Earth, okay?
How far? The circumference?
24,901 miles, I think, isn't it?
To be exact.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yet none of their other math works based off of that.
That's why I was bringing that question up, because
the math never works.
Not going to ask that question in the chat room. That's why I brought that up.
Right. The thing is, the everything's based on the radius of the Earth. The radius was falsified. They figured out the distance of the sun by Venus transiting the sun, but they assumed Venus was the size of Earth, which is just an assumption. So everything's based on assumptions. The globe is a bunch of made up numbers. The Earth measures flat. All real measurements are flat Earth measurements.
And if 24,901 miles was true, then there would be a certain curve rate. And that certain curve rate, that was one of the biggest things that brought me to Flat Earth. Was luckily I happened to live really close to Chicago. So I had to go see for myself the Chicago skyline across Lake Michigan, 60 miles across Lake Michigan. And before I even had a Nikon camera like I do now, I could see the skyline with ease. And for that to be true, they say it's refraction. They say it's a mirage. The newscasters are even on the Chicago news saying this only happens because it's a mirage. And I'll tell you one thing. I've been there multiple times, and I know the difference between seeing metal skyline buildings with my own eyes and zooming in with a Nikon camera. And they're 100% just the buildings. There's no refraction. There's no light tricks. I'm just looking at buildings. And that is impossible on the distance they tell us the Earth is, or the circumference they tell us the Earth is.
That's another thing that they reverse engineer too, is, you're looking out, you're seeing it on a day that you see it, nice clear day, you see Chicago, they would call that refraction. And then on a day that maybe it's hazy and maybe blurry and there's a wind line and a mirage, then they say that is a clear day and there's a ball. It's the same thing with the limit. They take the limit of your vision, perspective, and refraction and reverse engineer it, call it what it's not, and say it's a curve.
I think it's the Metabug site that you can go and put it. It has a curve calculator. It says, okay, my viewer height is 10 feet, and I want to see something that's 100 miles away. And they would say the hidden amount is 6,600 feet, but you're looking at a building or a mountain or whatever. And so you slide the refraction bar until it's where you see it. And they go, that's how much refraction there is, right? Literally, you slide it until it matches your sight. And they go, that's the refraction. Therefore, so somebody did it and they said, viewer height 10,000 feet. And my object is 24,901 miles away. And it told them what the refraction would be. So on their calculator, you can see the back of your own head.
Yeah, I think that was me, Dave. I did it all the way around the globe. Yeah.
That was you. You know, your videos, by the way, are fantastic. You're insane. You're awesome. I love them. And they come up right away on my Twitter feed. So
hey, Seven Club, I don't know if you know this, Dave. Seven Club is who I modeled myself after. He's my mentor.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we've all pillared ourselves off each other here. It's the way this all works.
Did you know that Seven Club is really Jeranism? Same guy.
No.
Hey, you know, that wouldn't surprise me.
No.
So, you know, what's funny is you watch all these trolls or these commenters come in and they tell you how you're stupid and you don't understand math. And the fact of the matter is, when we're working on any of this stuff, we're giving them the benefit of the doubt, and we are using their curve calculators, their provided formulas, and just simply questioning, well, if at this elevation of this amount of distance, you say that there is this amount of curve, so why am I able to see this building? Why am I able to see this ship? Why can I see across this lake? Why can they shoot lasers over 100 miles off a Navy ship and hit a target when that theoretically should be fucking impossible on a curve?
That's where I started out too. And I think when people are just starting out, it's easier to look at what you can disprove versus something like the sun, where you're trying to learn. You know, when you look at the sun, you see the same thing, whether you think it's the earth is rotating or whether it's going down from perspective. You're not seeing something different. You just need to relearn. But if you can look at something and disprove what they're telling us, then that opens your mind up more to, okay, if what I'm looking at, like a star, through my own eyes, through my own camera, through thousands of people's amateur videos, doesn't look at all like what they're showing me in the school books, in the news, in any time they're showing you what a star looks like. I can't point to it here. And you can see it looks completely different than what they're telling you. Or you can see Chicago when you're not supposed to. That's when you can let your mind open up enough to be like, okay, I'm open to this. Let me keep digging. Let me keep looking to see what else there is. And then it never stops. It literally never stops then. And then you end up like the four of us, because that's, you know, all four of us didn't go in saying I wanted to be a flat earther. We went in saying it's stupid. Let's look at disproving this. And I know that's how we all go in.
I've absolutely heard Dave's story. I've told the same story. You just told that story. I searched for three things. I wanted proof that somebody has traveled into outer space. I couldn't find anything verifiable about outer space. I wanted proof that the earth was spinning. There's no fucking way to prove that this earth is spinning. I've searched for a long time, and you cannot prove that the earth is spinning. And I've searched for a way to prove that there's curvature. And all three of those things ultimately led me down this rabbit hole to where they're fucking lying. And maybe we don't have all the answers, but they're fucking lying. And they are so adamant about all of these things, giving you the distance of the globe, the circumference, the measurements of the curvature, the distance to the moon, the distance to the sun. They claim to know all this stuff, but none of it fucking works. You can search for yourself, and you can't prove this stuff. You can't observe curvature. You can't demonstrate gravity. You can't observe the earth spinning. You can't prove any of these things. And at some point, you need to be like, wow, a lot of this stuff was just like fed to me, and I need to separate myself from that and start to trust my senses and look into what I can actually verify. And I think perhaps that, and maybe watching Dave's challenge videos might lead you to be a flat earther yourself.
You just need an open mind. If you just don't, like, you got to clear your brain. You literally got to clear your brain and go in open-minded. And, a lot of people say, well, you're going to look for confirmation bias. No, I'm not trying to become a flat earther. I'm not trying to convince myself. If anything, I was doing the opposite, as I know the rest of us are. And it's funny you mentioned the knowing everything. At one point early on in my journey, I was talking about, I figured some things out. I was trying to share with people and my brother said something to the effect of, like, I don't trust people who say they have it all figured out, or I don't trust people that know it all. And I'm like, well, looking back on it now, it's exactly like you said. They claim to know it all. They claim to know the size of planets trillions of miles away. They claim to know literally everything, from being quintillions of miles away from different stars and planets. And those are the people that are saying they know it all. The ones that the people who still believe in the ball are trusting.
I was on with a guy who was I think he was military, a former military, and worked in the science field, and he was just spewing all of this nonsense. And I was trying to point out the size of stars and the brightness, and planets are around. I'm like, I was trying to point out the brightness of Jupiter makes no sense. And he's like, oh, no, that's in space. Light will travel forever, and that doesn't lose. And he just making up stuff. And so I was finally getting through to him at the end. I was kind of being a little strong, but funny at the same time. So we were cool. And he goes, well, if I admit that, then I won't have a job. I was like, boom. I go, there you go, right there. I go, if you admit it, you won't have a job. That's why you're not going to get there. And he didn't have a whole lot to say about that, but he admitted it. It was wild. I'm going to release that probably tomorrow.
I know an astronomer.
Audio podcast.
An astronomer I know lost her job over flat Earth. They found her TikTok and saw the stuff she'd posted and shared and stuff, and they called her into the office and asked her to resign, and she lost her job over flat Earth.
Wow.
Yeah. We had a KLM pilot was on Globebusters, and she was grounded the next day after saying the Earth was flat, and she proved it.
Well, I didn't lose my job, but I sure as heck couldn't work in a school system anymore after learning the Earth was flat.
Right.
It's all coming around. Is that you, Tyler?
No, I was going to say, for once, it's not my dogs.
That's my
I thought it was you. I thought it was you barking.
That's actually Fed up. His dog even knows it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
He's fed. The dog's fed up.
Yeah.
The dog's fed up, no doubt.
So a lot of people will say, why does this matter, and how would it change your life? You still got to go to work tomorrow. I'd like everybody to address.
We're all programmed to say that.
Oh, okay, we got a question. There you go.
So what is the sun on that? It travels in a path you show on the clock face. It is traveling along the
Tropic
of Capricorn, Cancer.
Right. Yeah.
Dave, have you got something else to show up there that way Yankee can see? I'm sure you.
What's the? I didn't understand the question.
So what is, Dave? Maybe you should pull up your eclipse video with the second sun, the projection of the sun. It looks like they're asking, what is the sun? And it's one of those things we don't know everything,
Yeah. The eclipses are amazing. So, people say, well, show me an eclipse on a flat Earth. Here, this isn't the scale, of course, or speed. The sun and the moon go in a circle. The moon travels between the tropics every 2 weeks. The sun, it takes a month. 6 months. It's 6 months in, 6 months out. So the moon would be going in, out, in, out, in, out, right? And then when they come and they reach a node point where they cross each other, that's when an eclipse happens. Now, I'm not saying it's the moon that eclipses the sun. I think it's something else. I think it's something else, but it's right where the moon should be. So I think the moon has something to to do with a solar eclipse. But let me pull up the thing that Tyler wants me to show.
Yeah, we try to get Yankee in here tonight on the panel, but for some reason the email is not working. So I wonder why.
Yeah. So here we go. Here is this is my projection. So whenever we're looking at an eclipse, no one ever sees the moon. They think they see the moon, but they just see an absence of sun. So here's my sun projector. I've just got a tube here with a light in it, and I'm projecting onto this sheet, and I'm eclipsing it with something that's behind the sheet. Now the sheet, I'll call it the sky, right? The sky is it creates our dome of vision. We can only see so far. So here goes the eclipse. You don't see it coming in. It's just like a Snapple bottle cap, right? And so this is the eclipse right here. So here's the eclipse. You don't see it approaching. You don't see it eclipsing. You don't see it going away. But you think, you don't know what it is. It's a bottle cap. It's not even the moon, right? So here it is. I did it with a thinner sheet. This is some tissue paper, right? So here comes the eclipse. And there's the projector. We can see the projector through the sheet. That's the source of the sun that we see. This is the sun that we see. And you'll never see the source unless it's during an eclipse when the light is much lower, or when we had those crazy fires and the sky was filled with smoke. A lot of people saw the source sun. And I think I skipped the beginning here, but I'm going to show you an eclipse that we actually filmed. This is a real eclipse. And we had this right here, which was seen during the eclipse, which looks just like this. It looks like the exact same thing. Actual eclipse.
I had about 20 people send me videos of them getting that same thing during the April 8th eclipse too. I got it as well.
Right. Here's a eclipse that I filmed. Where's the moon? You don't see the moon. I see missing sun. You can imagine the moon there, right? I see missing sun, right? I see missing sun there. Missing sun. There, I see the sky. You don't see the moon. Who is this guy? This is a TikToker. Does anyone know who he is?
Yeah. Truth be told.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. I like him. Jeremy, is he still around? Is he still around?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gave me the idea to pull up all these eclipses. I call them the invisible eclipse. Here we go. And again, you see something, but it's really just something blocking the eclipse, right? Blocking the sun. It's blocking it from the back, not from the front. Look, this is a great one. This is something in front of the sun. How come we don't see it? Wouldn't the earth shine? It's a full earth from if you're on the moon, full earth. So that's 6 times the amount of reflection that the moon gives us, and the moon will cast my shadow on the ground, right? You don't see the sun. So if you want to know what the sun is, best guess, a transformer from another dimension.
And it stopped moving for 4 minutes, April 8th. Like when that thing went over it, it just stopped.
In totality?
Yeah.
I was. It was wild.
Yeah, I was too.
It was wild.
It just stopped. Did you notice it?
It was dark.
You could see it moving. You could see it slowly moving. Then it just, boom, stops. It gets dark. Like everything is still and quiet. You could feel something, man. I know I did.
I think 10 years ago, I would have said, it's because it's a spaceship refueling. It needs 4 minutes to refuel.
Do you see that really old video where that sphere like comes up to the sun and like it hooks to it?
It's like, now I don't know if that was real. I don't know if it was real. I think that was all CGI.
Could have been. Yeah. Could have been. I know it blew my mind.
What I mean, they say gravity and it's spinning are what's holding us where we are. What on flat Earth holds the sun and the moon in a pattern?
Well, the electrostatic gradient in our atmosphere. I mean, when you look at electromagnetism, when you look at the magnetic field lines that the ISS is in transit, the star paths, they all follow a magnetic line. It seems like, magnetism holds bodies and different things.
I feel like when I went to the Flat Earth Festival, I got to experience the Van de Graaff generator.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they had every kid do that experiment in school?
Right.
I'll try to explain this quick. There are 2 plates, right? And I forget what that thing is called, but you used to see them in Spencer's. It's like a glass ball with the electric waves going around where if you touch your finger to it.
Plasma ball. Was that?
Yeah, something like that, all right? And then there is a crank with a rubber wheel. And essentially what you do is you take the static electricity and you change the polarity between the plates. So at one point you have a negative plate and a positive plate, and you change those polarities. And when I did it, it was a piece of paper. They took a piece of paper and they put it on the bottom plate, right? And you turn the crank, you change the polarity from the bottom plate to the top plate, and the fucking piece of paper, I'm totally open to all of this, so it makes it move out into the seasons. Just to finish this up, when you change the polarity of those 2 plates with the Van de Graaff generator, it makes that piece of paper go to the top plate. Essentially, I went up to a table at the Flat Earth Festival and turned the fucking crank and defied gravity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what the fuck? How do you explain this? And then you dig deeper into this, and it's not so much magnetism as it is static electricity. There is a gradient force that, am I wrong to say it decreases towards the Earth?
Yeah.
It decreases, but it increases as you go higher.
Okay, it increases as you go higher.
100 volts per meter.
There is a downward vector of static electricity that is drawn towards the Earth.
So there's been a big debate over that inside the Flat Earth community, where some people are like, no, it doesn't exist. There's no proof. And there's people that are saying that the Earth is upward rising, and that's causing this downward pressure, which is ridiculous. Just on Sunday, if you watch Globebusters, we talked about it. Glenn Beck had a scientist on that said they found a way to defy gravity, and it breaks the laws of physics, right? And it's electrostatics. They're talking about exactly what we've been talking about for the last few years. And they're saying this is going to revolutionize everything. Space travel, cars won't need wheels, like crazy shit. And there's like, but it's weird because it breaks the laws of physics. No, it doesn't, because gravity doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It actually is obeying the laws of physics, but they're stuck on their ball, right? And they're like, we'll be able to get to the moon in an hour and a half. We'll be able to Mars in 2 days. And like you're taking your real science stuff that's right in front of your eyes, and you're wrapping it in your globetardia view of where you live. And it's wild. And so this is Glenn Beck. I highly recommend people watch it. It's amazing. 15-minute video. I used to watch it. It's in the gravity section right on the app.
So like a common thing basically to attack flat earthers would be to tell you that you're stupid, or go back to school, or read a book, or you don't understand physics.
Yeah.
So there are simple experiments, right, with a glass where you will put liquids of different densities in there and drop an object in there, and you can watch this object reacts
why is
differently.
Down though?
What's that?
Why is down is the question.
Well, I guess that's where static
electrostatics comes in, right? We're crazy because we think down is down, right? We're crazy, right? This isn't crazy. Down is everything towards the center, right?
Right.
Who tells the atom, the molecule that's at the center, that's the center and everything has to come towards it? Like, why doesn't it go towards somewhere else? Why is it the center?
I love the visual on this too, of thinking of digging through the earth, taking a shovel, digging down, 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 and then all of a sudden you come out the other end, and what happens? Are you upside down, floating on air? You know, like just to get people to visualize how crazy things are.
There's no such thing as upside down on a globe.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
right.
with that saying, I got to ask a strange question here, because Dave, you have a very not Tyler said it. You got a very good picture up there. Why don't they ever show the back side of the earth? They just show this part.
What do you mean? They show different pictures of the earth.
No, bro. No, just through cameras, the pictures. Come on, man. The back side of the earth. Look at the picture right there. They always showing the front side of it.
They got to copy and paste the clouds over and over and over.
Well,
the
hey,
earth never changes.
Wasn't it just yesterday that 99% of the population was in daylight at the same time? How is that possible on a ball?
Right.
One day a year.
This is one day a year. But it's actually 72% of the earth. How does that happen with a single source light? It should always be exactly 50%. Always. No matter how you tilt, spin, or move the ball, it should always be 50. But on a flat earth, it's fully explainable. So here's the United States right here. Okay. And so if we take this and we put it on a map right there, all of this land is on the other side of the ball. That's why they don't show it. It's too much land. Okay. All of this land is on the other side of the ball. All right. If you can't understand that this is a problem, flat earth might not be for you. Okay. It's
okay. I got a question.
Yeah.
I've seen it at my house, and you've seen it all over the internet.
You're lying. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Make it a joke. Go ahead.
The sun is on one side.
Wait in the truck. Just wait in the truck.
That's for meetings only. To you boys. Listen, sun on one side of my house, the moon on the other side of the house.
Yeah.
And you've seen videos of people showing 2 and 3 suns up in the sky. And I get that the sun that's going on right now is probably fake, perhaps. I've seen a few videos in regards to someone using, a magnifying glass. Did you all see that one? Where he's holding a magnifying glass on white paper and it doesn't burn, and then he takes a marker and he colors red, and then it starts.
Yeah, I seen that one today, no doubt.
So what's that going on? Is that them messing?
I'm not sure.
That's stuff we can only speculate on, I guess. Around the day of the eclipse, before I ever heard of any sun simulator or anything like that, I said to my wife, I have a Jeep and I have the top off. And I was like, I have never felt, I've been to Aspen and way up in the mountains. I've been to Mexico. I've been to different places where you can feel the sun. And I was in the Midwest and it was April. And I said, I have never in my life felt the sun this hot. And I sun gaze a lot. And when I sun gazed 1 or 2 days within that April 8th time period, my eyes were messed up for a day or two. So to me, just from the experience I had, not from what anyone else said, something felt and looked and made my body react different than any other time in my life. So that's my, experience. And then there's a whole lot of other things with NASA having a patent for a sun simulator and different things like that. But, I don't know if we can do anything but speculate on that.
I just can't wrap my head around a fake sun. I know that there are sun simulator patents, and I know there's pictures of these things in China and everything. I can't get there.
So
I've seen things on, and I don't know, Cody, did you do a video on how satellites were actually they actually have them somehow in the torus field. Like, did you see that?
Yeah, it's
so,
okay.
If they can do something like that, they can stick a fake sun in the torus field.
And they already have this technology. So the same stuff as that we were talking about earlier, the electrostatic levitation, NASA's coming out with it now. Like Dave said, they've got electrostatic levitation laboratory. They have solar propulsion, ion propulsion. It's called electrogravitic technology. So it's anti-gravity technology that uses electrostatics to fly. They've got this patent out for a triangular spacecraft, and it creates electrostatic line charges that creates that plane wave. And it's a way to reverse polarity midair and cause things to fly, whole ships, UFOs basically, right? So they're kind of covering up the technology, but they're slowly leaking that. And the video that Dave had out, that podcaster's leaking this guy's interview too. So they're talking about it. But here's the thing. This is why I think the International Space Station, okay, we talked about Starlink and how we can see something that we shouldn't see that's a football field, 250 miles away. But when we look up at the moon and watch for the space station to go by, there it goes. Now, angular size wise, we're looking at the moon. We have the full moon in frame, and then we see this little space station go by. The same size as an airplane. I mean, maybe like a little bit smaller, but we're seeing it like we would an airplane. So it's a lot closer, and it's not got people on it. That's what I think. Now, we've watched them launch a sun simulator in China. There's a video of it going up. The thing's bright. It turns night into day type of thing, right? Now, I'm not super on board with the sun simulators, by thinking I'm looking at it when I'm looking at the sun yet. But I will tell you that I think it's 100% possible that they could have something up there riding the same electromagnetic fields, electrostatic, field lines that the ISS transits on. Because when you look at the geocentric star and planets, they're all following that sacred geometry magnetic field lines. They're all following that same pattern, right? Now, if they can put a structure up there to follow that same trajectory, then yeah, they could. They could throw a sun simulator up there with that technology. The stuff I've seen them fly, it's heavy things. I mean, look at the old world ships. I just now recently found out that those Zeppelins, those big old world ships that would connect to those Tesla coil towers or whatever they were to charge up, those things weren't hollow. They were floating cities, man, with people and stores and malls inside, and they're floating around in the sky using electric, electric propulsion. So it's like, if they can defy gravity, so to speak, with that much weight, then if they could somehow do it, they got lumens in our flashlights. So do they have a type of technology where they can have suns? They can, mimic the moon in a flashlight. So I wonder if they could mimic the sun with the right kind of power. It's just, what do they have? We'd have to, still a lot of speculation out there, but I think it's possible.
Definitely possible. Right. Definitely probably not the best thing to convince people that the earth is flat.
No.
That's probably a little down the road for people on the edge.
Yeah, for sure.
It is interesting that they just came out with electrostatic propulsion, and if that is real, which I'm wondering if they're way ahead of what they're telling us. They usually are. That they could float something up there. It makes the possibility there. Not saying they can or they're gonna, but it seems a lot more feasible.
Don't believe that the flat earth is man-made. Replying to this question, I don't know if you were here the night that I did show my rendition of the Earth, but I guess it's similar to a lot of what's been released lately. If you look at a torus field and the plane of inertia, you could theoretically picture the Earth as. Sorry, I don't know what my phone is doing. You could picture the Earth as a globe in a sense of energy above us and perhaps below us. But the fact is, the part that we walk upon, it has valleys and mountains and lakes, but there is no observable spherical proof that we're on this spinning ball, and I just think it's absurd. Even if you took it to the point where I said, try to just back yourself out into outer space and picture what Dave showed before. Somebody standing sideways off the side of the earth, someone standing upside down. I mean, that just makes absolutely no sense. And it defies everything. And one of your other questions was, who is they? I suppose that could be an entirely different podcast where we could spend a few hours on who the they is, but ultimately, trapping your mind in a ball would steer you away from travel, right? It would steer you away from exploration. This was in, what was that? What's the movie with the flat Earth? Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah,
The Truman Show. Everything's been explored already. There's nothing to explore, right? Don't go look over the fence. There is no more land. There is no more resources. There's a climate crisis and climate change and wars over resources and oil and precious metals. They're allowed to control humanity by putting your mind in this ball and making you think that everything is limited and we're overpopulated. It's all bullshit. We're not overpopulated. There isn't limited resources. These coastlines are not rising. All these people that tell you that are buying fucking mansions on the beach and telling you that that beach is going to be underwater. Why are they buying property there? It's all bullshit, and it's just to control the peasants and stop you from questioning their authority. There's a million reasons why they would never want you to know the truth, in my opinion. And ultimately, this debunks all their scientism, right? The Big Bang, we came from monkeys or fucking amoebas or crawled out of the pond or some shit, and anything to make you believe that there is not a creator. They want to hide the fact that we have a creator, that there's a reason for us being here. We are in the center of the universe. We're not one of a bazillion fucking balls spinning in spirals that you could never imagine, going 500 million miles an hour through these galaxies, and everything is just to make you feel so insignificant and so powerless and so worthless. That's ultimately the why behind all of this. It is to distract you from the fact that there's a creator. You have a purpose. There's a reason why we're here, and there's a reason why our bodies and the patterns match the the stars and the waters and the flowers and everything was all created in the same likeness, and everything works in synchronicity, and the stars and the everything above us are a clock and a compass, and everything just aligns perfectly, showing you that there is a intelligent divine creator to all of this, and they want to keep you as far away from that as you could possibly imagine, so that you believe everything that they're feeding you, and you buy into all of their distractions, and you feed on their division. This is what keeps them powerful and in control and profitable. They don't want you to use your mind or trust your senses or have emotions, or they don't want humanity to unite. Ultimately, they need this division, this distraction, and I guess the globe is ultimately what I feel like the final domino to what could bring down this entire realm of controlling humanity, and kind of a reason why I think it's such an important topic, why I wanted to bring y'all here tonight to introduce, hopefully answer some questions for some newcomers, some open-minders. And I would absolutely recommend checking out Flat Earth Dave's app, because it's absolutely a censored topic. And an important one. One of the reasons I asked Tyler here tonight was a lot of people say, what happens tomorrow? What happened tomorrow, Tyler?
Well, just about 180-degree difference. Not necessarily tomorrow, but it was about a year ago that I really would say that I, for lack of a better phrase, became a flat earther, realized where I lived was not where I thought I lived my entire life. And, I'm 43 now, and for 42 years, I wasn't I wasn't spiritual at all. I didn't believe in a higher power. I didn't believe in, anything supernatural. I just was like your regular everyday Joe. I was into sports. I was, watch football on the weekends. I was a coach. I was a teacher, and I was aware of some things. I was aware of, the nutrition industry and the medical industry, but none of it ever made sense to me. Why do they want us, like the best I could make sense of it was money. It was money driven, that they want us sick, or that our food pyramid's a joke. But it wasn't until I came to the reality of where we lived that, like you said, it just took the veil completely off. And I thought I was someone that wasn't controlled. I thought I was someone living like a relatively happy life. And, I realized that I was just living in a system that was kind of make believe. I was living in this created reality, and just following the rules like everybody else. And once you come to the realization that you live in a place that is created for us, the first thing I did was try to tell everyone, and that's, as most of us know, that doesn't ever go well. But once I got past that, and started focusing more on myself and my happiness, I realized I wasn't that happy in my job, even though I thought I was. And, for people listening, I was a teacher for 20 years. And once you realize that everything that is being taught, and I shouldn't say everything, like obviously there are.
It's everything.
Well, yeah, pretty much everything you're being taught, you're being spoon-fed lies and a narrative to just make you believe that the world is the way they want you to think it is. And kind of once I woke up to that, I just, I said, I'm not happy. I'm going to go do what makes me happy. And honestly, I found something I was extremely passionate about, more passionate about that I've ever been in my life, which is trying to provide truth for people who were like me and, just thought we were in this one of trillions of planets and, insignificant, as you were saying. And once you realize, and honestly, the thing that even blew my mind more than not being on a globe was just being at the center of everything. Once you realize that,
You flat earthers all want to feel special. You want to feel like you're special.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. I wanted to lose all my friends, and I wanted my family to think I was a lunatic. But I just decided to follow my passion. I decided to develop a strong relationship with the Creator, and realize that manifestation is real. Realize that we're in control of our own happiness and our own destiny. And I just took the bull by the horns, and I live in a different state. I just moved into a new house. I'm doing something that makes me extremely happy. I've met probably hundreds of new people that I feel like I could literally, I've never met Cody or Dave or Joe in person. I feel like I could go to any of your houses, knock on the door, and you guys would welcome me with open arms. And the community is insane. Just like the most welcoming, amazing people ever. But yeah, things change. Once you realize you don't live on one of infinite trillions of planets, and you realize there's a purpose to being here, things definitely change.
Beautiful, man.
Dave, what's the bottom of your shirt say?
It says, "It's stupid. You're not stupid. It's stupid."
That's great. That's awesome.
You get that on my website, my t-shirt section.
Something else.
What do you got on there, Tyler?
What's that?
You have your Shape Matters on?
Oh, no, I've researched Smithsonian giants.
Oh, nice.
That's available at fittestflatearther.com.
You got a website now?
I've had one for a while. I just don't push it a lot because I didn't really do it to make a dime or anything. I just wanted to wear some things that I was talking about.
I need to catch up with y'all, man. I don't have a website. I don't have merch. I actually almost ordered. I had it all in the cart, man. I was getting ready to order a t-shirt machine, mug maker, hat maker, and start making my own merch. But I ended up dumping it out of my cart and getting a power washer and a lawnmower instead.
Probably the better move.
Yeah.
Hey, go to Printify. Printify is super easy.
They make your shirts.
I got a brand new $20,000 t-shirt machine in my garage that I don't use.
I'll buy it off you.
Wow.
If you're in the market.
Yeah, man. Shoot me a number, man.
2,000.
That's not bad for a professional one.
Was all control and they have it all. I don't understand your statement, Yankee.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and if you just go back and take a look at the people that are controlling the things, you'll find comments that they have made in regards to dumbing us down, to where we won't want to have a what if the earth is flat kind of attitude instead of a no. Go back and look at the Rothschilds, look at the Rockefellers, look at statements they've made in the past in regards to humanity.
We want a nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers.
We don't want to hear from the Flat Earth Society. Like they all talk about it and they all try to mock it and make you think it's dumb, and it works. Unfortunately, it works. Hey, going back real quick to I just wanted to finish off, being someone that believes in God now, I don't think anything in the entire world would have ever gotten me to think I was living in a place created by a God or a creator, other than flat Earth. Other than God standing in front of me, there's no scripture you could have shown me. There's no verse in the Bible. There's nothing anyone could have told me. It was literally saying that where I thought I lived the whole 42 years of my life wasn't that. You can't deny the fact that there's something more than what we've been told. And it's, like literally nothing could have changed that for me. I wasn't a, staunch atheist or anything, but I know myself, and nothing would have ever gotten me to be a believer. And I don't consider myself a believer now. I know there's a creator of this place.
Mm-hmm. And that's the ultimate cover up, is hiding that fact. You know God. Yeah. If you know God, then you know yourself. You know yourself. You can create your own life.
Well, and Cody, that's what they're trying to distance and do away with is God Himself.
Mm-hmm. Without God, they can control everybody, and control looks. I mean, it's at every level, and that's the thing is people rely on these finite things, and it becomes a market. Like the world becomes a market. We're consumers. They call us consumers, you guys. It's like, is that what you are? You consume? That's what you do? No, you're a human being. You're not a consumer, but they feed you poison and everything. The water supply, your products that your toothpaste. You start figuring out. I like how Fed Up said it's the last domino. That's exactly how I've always seen it. I've seen it as the last domino. And if you knock over the last domino first, hey, they all come tumbling down. But then you start figuring that stuff out. You can start making little changes off of this. You see the last domino, you knock it over, bam. Then you can start making little exercise, eating right, changing just small things. I no longer put plastic on I got a toothbrush from fedupgear.com actually. And I use boar hair and bamboo as my toothbrush now. No more of that plastic that's got cancer causing junk in it, chemicals. Natural soaps, man. Drinking. I started drinking more water. Like Flat Earth, I already knew God, but finding out Flat Earth did lead me to figuring out about the industry, and like they're poisoning us, and it's in everything.
In a system. I know for a fact from listening to a lot of Dave's stuff that Dave had a successful business and was ostracized from his lifestyle basically for discovering and trying to speak about the flat earth. So if you think that this hasn't changed his life dramatically, you would be absolutely wrong. Tyler
changed it for the better, in the
absolutely.
end. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tyler just told his story about how it's life changing. I spent some time myself in trying to be a part of the truth movement and trying to expose this to people. And as I mentioned, like the whole debating part of this it seems to have taken over the topic. That's why I asked you guys to come here tonight, so we could just have a discussion and maybe answer some questions for people. But ultimately,
just stop arguing with the friggin' globies. Stop it. Just stop.
Ultimately, the poisoning of humanity was where I found my spot, and I realized that, wow, there's something I can do here. I can help other families. I can help other households. I can make some kind of change. And even if that doesn't become what I do for a living or whatever, it's a way to help people in a way that I can keep on spreading a positive message, whether people are receptive to it or not. People get very angry when you tell them things aren't the way you were taught in life. It makes them fucking angry.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want their ball taken away. People don't want their nuclear bombs taken away. They love having that fear. Mm-hmm. People don't want their plastic toothbrush taken away. They they don't want to stop paying taxes either, right? But you can try to explain to them how you can lawfully not have to pay taxes, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Your government is an illusion. Your food is fucking poison, and taxes are
they are voluntary. On stoplookthink.com, use the search secret covenant.
Well, hey, Dave, if you would put that in the description box for everyone, put it in the chat room. That way people can go grab it if you don't mind.
On the Rumble or in our site?
Yeah, okay. Rumble. Yeah.
Can I type a URL there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the secret covenant of John D? Dave?
It's the secret covenant set in the video where they put all the graphics. It's really good.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what's going on today. I mean, I've known this for 10 years. And it's like, oh, come on, they couldn't do all that. It's all being done. It's literally describing our reality. Stoplookthink.com is where all of the hidden stuff is that YouTube won't host.
Stoplookthink.com.
Stoplookthink.com. You guys know about root canals, right? Root canals?
Yeah.
Yep.
99% of women that have breast cancer have a root canal on the same side. Just a coincidence, right?
Wow. Hey, what about the wisdom teeth thing? Have you looked into that?
Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah, I'm pissed. I had 2 taken out.
Yeah, mine are gone. Too late.
They're fucking with us. They're literally fucking your teeth. They're so important to all the organs in your body. It's crazy.
I ain't gonna talk about how many root canals I've had done.
Well, if you have any health problems, you can go to a biological dentist to get it fixed. But it's not fun.
Yeah. I actually had a daycare kid today that had to go in and have some dental work done, and Mom informed me that they strapped him down.
Oh boy.
Strapped him down for an hour and forgot about him.
Oh, forgot about him.
Strapped him so they could numb him and forgot about him, and then came back and had to numb him again. I was like, oh.
If they need some oral care products, I got a website you can recommend.
Bedupgear.com.
Hey, guys, I gotta wrap it up soon for myself. So if you guys are gonna keep going, I might have to say goodbye.
Well, Dave, hey, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
You're awesome, Dave.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. I got a lot of research to do now on your page.
Tons of stoplookthink.com. If you want to learn about Sandy, Boston, 9/11, all of them. They're all in there. You want to learn about health things. You want to learn about who Bill Gates is. You want to learn all sorts of stuff. There's tons and tons of stuff there.
Okay, what I done, Dave, is I saved it to my favorites, and we'll post it up again tomorrow night. As far as all that good stuff.
That's just if you want to dive in that rabbit hole deep. And one of my favorite one on there is literally Sandy Hook in Boston. I did a 3-hour presentation on Caravan to Midnight with my friend PK, who did the bulk of the research, and we destroyed the Boston bombing, literally tore it to pieces. And if you're unaware of that, it's amazing.
Let me ask you this now. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can go see you on somebody else's podcast.
I'm on everyone else's podcast.
Well, dude, I mean, Roseanne Barr, bro.
Roseanne Barr, yeah. Just go to she's on YouTube and Rumble. ROSEANNE. If you leave out the E, it won't come up. It's amazing how they do that. Roseanne Barr, it's her latest podcast, and check it out. It's actually a really good one. We went out. She normally does like an hour. We went an hour and a half, and she's already invited me back.
That's cool. Great.
So
did you get through to her son at all?
Oh yeah. He says it right at the beginning. He goes, "We're not, we're not flat earthers." He goes, "But after this podcast, I felt different. Let me tell you something. After that podcast, he's a flat earther, but he doesn't want to say it, and that's okay. I'm okay. I'm just, take it slow. It's their first day.
Yeah.
They had no idea flat Earth was a thing until 6 months ago or so. They had Eddie Bravo on, and they were talking about he brought up flat Earth, and when he was explaining about how there's more land beyond Antarctica, Roseanne goes, "Oh, I get it." She had this aha moment, and I took that clip and made a video out of it, TikTok, I think, and it kind of went. It got a lot of views, and it got back to her, and then they're like, "Hey, we got to have Dave Weiss on," and there I am.
I watched the Roseanne podcast. So it was great.
Yeah, it was good. You did good, Dave.
Yeah. Thank you.
I just recently came across a video and learned a little something about Sandy Hook in regards to some houses that these families.
Hey, since we're on Rumble, and I'm not putting this on my channel, let me give you a couple of fun facts, all right? And if you didn't know, and it's interesting, I want to say...
hang on a second, Dave. Let me turn Twitter off right quick. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be very careful what I'm saying, all right?
Okay, all right.
I'll speak in modern Bluebird.
Right.
And you can say, I didn't know that, and that was interesting. I was actually I was at a Sam Tripoli and Eddie Bravo show. They brought me up for the conspiracy Q&A, and everybody was asking about Sandy. And I threw down some stuff and got the whole audience like, I didn't know. And that's interesting. Did you know that there's 26 other kids missing from Sandy Hook? There's the 26 kids that sang at the Super Bowl have never been seen since then. So the 26 kids from Sandy Hook that sang at the Super Bowl have never been seen since they sang at the Super Bowl. Wow. They're all missing. The NFL won't give up their names. They won't say who paid for their trip, where they stayed. They won't say anything. They're all missing. After the incident, they had 26 Christmas trees to honor the 26 dead. Those Christmas trees were leaning up against the side of the building during the shooting, during the event. All of the houses that the people that had kids that were shot were paid for on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
That's what I saw.
And then the families all moved there within 9 months of it. All the ones that had that moved there would move there just within 9 months, and all but one or two of them were packed and ready to move before it happened. And then they all moved the next day. They're all packed. They're all packed and ready to move. The Adam Lanza's mother, who is she? Right? She's got no internet history. There's one picture of her, right? Found her home address. Her home address was 1 Mill Street, Portchester, New York. Hey, that's a couple miles from me. I was like, I know that address. It's a bar and grill. So I go there. I'm looking around. There's no apartment there. There's nothing, right? I go in there. Guess who's a cocktail waitress? Caitlin Roy, the first grade teacher that put all the kids in the bathroom. Okay. She's the one that put like 15 kids in a bathroom that you couldn't fit 3 kids in, right? With a door that swings inwards, right? And she's like the hero. Like, there's some crazy shit. There's one family, this was back 4 or 5 years ago, won the scratch off lotto $5,000 and $10,000 over 30 times. Okay. Over 30 times since the event. Robbie Parker made his GoFundMe 3 days before the event.
What?
He set up his GoFundMe 3 days before the event, and when he did his tearful speech about his daughter being brutally murdered, he plugged his GoFundMe 3 times. I can't get flat earthers to plug their friggin' GoFundMes when they're doing a promotion. They forget. But Robbie didn't forget 3 times. Okay.
Wow.
You know, one of my favorite videos I made on the stoplookthink.com. If you go to the Sandy section, it's called "This is an Intelligence Test." Watch it. You'll die laughing or crying. I'm not sure which one. It's the one of the families and telling the story on Anderson Cooper about their daughter. Literally, and I say, what happened to this family? Did they win the lotto and they're going to, or did their daughter just get brutally murdered? You can't tell. You're not sure. You're not sure which one it is. It's hysterical. There's so many more things about it. So many. I'm trying to remember.
I found one of the moms on Facebook who goes around and speaks.
Yeah.
Still has a current GoFundMe.
Somebody's got a hot mic there. Yeah, no, they're doing that. There's more. Oh, Robbie Parker, he called 911 from the parking lot at the beginning. It's him calling 911, but then his story is he was stuck at the hospital. They wouldn't let him out, right? So he's a doctor at the hospital, and then when they finally let him out, he got there. He had jogging shorts. He had sweatpants and a jogging shirt on. Wait a minute. Did he go home and get changed, or is he a doctor at Danbury Hospital and he works in sweatpants and a workout shirt? Right? The porta potties were there. They already had. Who ordered the porta potties? Who ordered the pizza? Right? It's crazy. It's crazy. And who pronounced the kids dead? They were all pronounced dead. They were all pronounced dead, and no one went in to school to pronounce them dead. Only a medical examiner and a doctor can pronounce somebody dead. And no paramedics were allowed in. No one was allowed in. They were all pronounced dead. Crazy.
Hey,
Adam Lanza. Wait, one more thing. Adam Lanza, he's an autistic gamer. Right? And they showed how the violent video games must have inspired him. And they showed I forget the name of whatever the most violent video game was, next to his Xbox One. It was the wrong video game. It wouldn't play in that game. They staged it and they didn't match up the games to the player. Okay. I mean, it goes on and on and on. If you're unaware of all of this is all new to you and you're being triggered like, oh my God. But there's a video by Sophia Smallstorm, the one that woke me up to flat earth, called Unraveling Sandy Hook in 2, 3, 4, and 5 dimensions. It's on the website, stoplookthink.com. You gotta watch it. Watch that one and you're done. All right, sorry. That's my rant about Sandy.
Well, here, I got one more thing for you. Some of you guys know all the crazy things I post on Joe Biden being Jim Carrey, things like that. I've been banned from TikTok one time, and it was the first couple of weeks I was on it. The very first thing I ever did that got me banned was I did one of my videos doing facial recognition and things, no one wearing a mask, but that one of the kids, Noah Ponzer, is actually Kyle Rittenhouse, and I matched all the facial things.
Oh yeah,
the teeth,
it's him.
And
it's him.
Yeah,
no, you're right on that one. And did you see that same kid died in a shooting in India like 2 months later?
I didn't see that.
No, check that out. Same kid, same photo that they used.
Hold on, where do I find that, Dave?
I'm sure it's on the Sandy page. Just put Noah Posner dies in India. Just put, maybe you'll be able to find a picture of it.
So all this stuff, which we all here on the panel know, is this a figment of everyone's imagination to go after gun grabs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, we're all assuming it's a gun grab, but let me tell you something. Obama and that event was the greatest gun sale event ever. More guns were sold because I say it's the opposite. They want to arm the fuck out of us, right? Because when they pull the plug, if they ever pull the plug and shit goes into Mad Max mode, everyone's going to have guns and they don't have to kill us. We'll kill each other. People will kill each other. A mom will kill somebody to feed her kids, right? Yeah. So they want to arm the crap out of us, and that's how they got us to buy guns. And let me tell you something. I bought a lot of guns.
Oh, I bought a lot. During Obama's administration, dude, I was loading up with ammunition, weapons.
Yeah, you want to go for one? I bet you I beat you.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably did. I mean, anyway, But anyway, I reloaded a lot and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I got it going on.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. And here's the last thing, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Is all of this shit that they try from flat Earth deceptions, on the globe deception, to the fake shootings, to everything. It's all blowing up in their face. They're not smart. They're stupid. They're dumb. They don't have God-given intuition. They're doing this all disconnected from the creator. So it's all fucked up, right? And everything they do is backfiring, everything. And all we have to do is just maintain and stay connected, and we win.
There you go. All right. So with that saying, Dave, where can people reach you at?
FlatEarthDave.com. It's the only place right there. And it's actually not even FlatEarthDave.com. It's going to transfer to the Flat Earth Podcast, but it's the same place. You can go to FlatEarthDave.com. You can go to FlatEarthJew.com. You can go I'm a Blue Dot. You can go, they all go to the same place. I just want something that people can remember. People can't remember the Flat Earth Podcast, right? So FlatEarthDave.com. That's it. And everything is linked there. That way, when my TikTok gets banned and my YouTube gets taken away, I just change it there, and you don't have to change anything. FlatEarthDave.com. I got that idea when listening to a show, and I'm like, this guy's great. You know, can you give me your socials? Oh, my Facebook is this, and my website is this, and my Twitter is this, but my Instagram, and then you don't remember anything, right? Because the 50 different things go off. FlatEarthDave.com. That's all you got to remember.
Good deal. Dave, thank you for joining us tonight, bro. This has been very interesting, no doubt.
Thanks.
Hope you come back.
You're a legend, brother.
I ain't gonna, Dave. Hope you come back, bro.
Anytime, man. Yeah, when let me know when something fun's happening, and we'll talk about it. All right.
Peace,
all right, guys. See ya.
Thanks for joining us. Nice to meet you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, Tyler, you're up next.
Where to find me?
Yeah, all the places, bro. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. When Fed Up sent me the picture last night of Tyler, okay, I thought the Joker was jumping out of a daggum airplane, parachuting. Well, actually, he was doing a handstand with sunglasses on, okay. And then once I've never seen this guy before. Then once he popped in here, I'm like, dude, I know who the hell you are. You know?
I get around a little bit.
Yeah. But so where does everybody go get you at, bro?
I'm on everything: YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Mostly TikTok's my main platform, but just Fittest Flat Earther on everything. The only thing that's a little different, but you probably won't find me right now anyway, because they've got me hidden from everybody on Instagram. But I'm the Fittest Flat Earther there. Everywhere else, just Fittest Flat Earther. And I want to thank you guys. I appreciate you asking me to come on, Joe. It was an honor to be here with you and these guys, and I greatly appreciate meeting you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank
You should really come back. You should come back, because
anytime.
I got questions. I got a lot.
Anytime.
So, well, Tyler, we want you definitely. We want all y'all guys to come back. Got me? We want y'all to come back, whether it's all together or just separately or whatever the case may be. This has been very interesting. And then, like I said, don't be like a closed mind person when you come in here, because you got to be able to open your eyes, to what's going on. And, it's been very,
Yeah, and old 7 deck down there. Sorry, that's just what I call you now. 7 deck, just a whole deck of cards.
That ain't what she called you on the phone, bro.
That is exactly what I called him.
I'm trying Linda, I just call him 7. Okay, just 7, Linda.
Nope, 7 deck, just 7 deck.
7 deck. I got a pillow.
My pillow. My pillow. You got a my pillow.
He's sorting. That's nice.
That is nice, bro.
I got to get a Fittest Flat Earther pillow now. What the heck?
Somebody got this for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they got me a shirt too.
Where I watch a lot of your lives, if I roll across, some of that malarkey on the TikTok, where they're live in space, I'm sitting there like this. I'm
zooming
trying to
in on stuff.
Scope at everything to see what I can find.
I found
some good things.
There's nothing like seeing a live blooper. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Whole fucking thing's a blooper.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So Cody, where can everybody find you at?
I am 7 Club everywhere. So it's a little different some places. So, just like @_7 Club _, but, or just on TikTok, you can find me by typing a 7 and then the little clover, 7 Club, 7 of clubs. And I'll pop up. Then from there, really, huh?
Everybody but me can search you, apparently.
Yeah, they do. They block me from a few people, man, and it sucks because I get people coming to me being like, "Man, I cannot find you nowhere. When you go live, it don't tell me no more." And yeah, that TikTok's doing me real bad right now. But
TikTok's on crack in general right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of slowly moving over to YouTube, but I'm trying to. But if you do find me on TikTok, just click that little link tree on there, and it has all my other stuff. You can find me everywhere else. And YouTube's the worst for Flat Earth, which it's kind of a bad idea to move over there because they're just gonna censor me there. I mean,
well, why don't you just come to Rumble, bro?
What about BitChute? Can you go to BitChute?
I've got a Rumble. I haven't made a BitChute yet, but that's where I found it all.
Today.
Huh?
Guess who bought BitChute today?
Who?
Facebook.
No.
BitChute's gone.
Wow.
It's gone.
When are they going to freeze his assets?
You know what? All of my like BitChute's how I became knowledgeable on any of the truth stuff, because like whenever I watched
all of the Cabal.
Yeah, me too. And all Flat Earth stuff, because like somebody, you couldn't really find Flat Earth like good Flat Earth stuff anywhere. So I asked somebody, because really I watched a hit piece. It was when I very first got into Flat Earth, I watched Logan Paul's Flat Earth mockumentary. It was a hit piece, but I watched it, and he went to a convention, and I saw all these people there like passionate about Flat Earth, and they were dead up serious about it. And I was like, these guys really believe it. I was like, where can I get a fair shot? Where can I hear a real Flat Earther out, on what they really believe? And somebody directed me to BitChute, man. And I jumped on there and typed in Flat Earth and got all, Eric Dubay. I got all those, legends. And I watched all their videos and learned a lot, man. And, I probably don't really watch Eric Dubay much anymore, but, Jaron, Witsit, those are my 2 favorite channels for Flat Earth stuff. And Dave, of course.
Now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I kind of shifted away from Eric Dubay. I fell asleep listening to one of his videos, and I woke up and he was in a dress, and I was like, nah, and unsubscribed. I just can't really, I gotta draw a line somewhere, but yeah. But yeah, Jaron and him are having a back and forth right now. They're having like a bout. They're calling each other shills and stuff, but we got to stand up too for those who are being called shills in the Flat Earth community, because there's a lot of jealous people out here against Flat Earth Dave, who was just on this show, against Jaron, against Witsit, and all these guys. Man, these guys have been working hard for a long time, man. They found a way to get support doing what they love. And if people support somebody like that, super chats come in, they're supporting them because they don't want to see them quit, man. They've been working really hard to get where they're at, and they found a way to make a living doing what they love. And, I'm glad they get the support to do this, because otherwise they'd get burnt out, and then we wouldn't have the great content they put out, the hard work that goes into the app, and, all this stuff, man. We need pioneers. We need people that are on the grind and get that support from the community and can just keep working hard. All of us, man. I hope all the creators find support, and we can all help each other, look at the entertainment industry, look at football, look at baseball, look at basketball, look at all this money that's dumping into this for grown men to play sports, you know, and they're watching that. You really didn't leave you go to a football game, you really didn't leave a better person, you know, but you watch a podcast or check out some, you know, content, find people who are researching every day and making videos and stuff. You actually leave from that entertainment more knowledgeable. You leave a better person. Mm-hmm. You've learned something now. So really, you know, we should support the entertainers out here, you know, and the truth is free. It's the entertainment value that people learn how to bring with it that you're supporting. You know what I'm saying? To be like, okay, I just used my time to be interested, to be entertained, to have a good time, and learn something. So
talking about Bobby's sphincter again.
Yeah. Just because someone makes money doing what they love, don't make them a shill. Like that's the main thing. Like it makes them entrepreneur, makes them smart, and it makes them be able to do what they love and put food on the table, man. That's what we should do. Support our truth creators, man. All of them.
Love it.
I appreciate you coming tonight.
We love being on. I mean, I love being on here. I know. Fittest Flat Earther is his first time, but first of many, hopefully. And anytime, man, I'll be here. I love you guys. You guys are my family.
I mean, this, like I texted Peach a while ago, I was like, this is Fed Up's night right here. This is his night, you know. And Fed Up,
Sandy Hook stuff, just a huge bonus.
Oh, no doubt about that one. No doubt about that one. Done a fantastic job. Thank you for bringing these guys on. It's been freaking this mind-blowing, to be honest with you. I mean, so.
Oh, I need to say something to my YouTube real quick. Guys, check the description below. The link to GenX Unfiltered Truth Podcast is in the description. Click that. Go subscribe to these guys. They're live every Tuesday night, by the way. And they got a lot of great episodes on their channel, on their Rumble. Where else are you guys streaming at?
Well, we're on X as well, and but we're getting Fed Up set up to where he can bring his X or Twitter, whatever the case may be. But we're actually live Monday through Thursday over here on Rumble.
Dang.
Yeah.
You stream every night?
Yeah, we go hard.
I thought you guys just did Tuesdays.
Nope. Monday through Thursday.
Well, dang.
Yep.
We're
just hardcore, man. Come on.
Yeah, you are hardcore. So 3 a week. That's awesome.
So
love it.
All right. So again, Fed Up, thank you for bringing these guys on here. It's been awesome. And this was an awesome eye-opener show, you know, and thank you guys for coming. You, Cody, Tyler, Dave.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. You're more than welcome.
Oh yeah, great show.
Well, we always end it like this, guys. Just to let y'all know. Peach, take us on out of here.
Oh, well, you know, the only thing that kept going through my head a few minutes ago was Scarface. You need to be like me. Sorry, I don't do Italian. Sorry. Anyway.
We could tell.
Thank y'all for being here. My guy down here, thank you for being here. A pleasure meeting you, sir. And as I say every night, faith over fear. Faith is the flame that will eliminate the fear. So
it's good.
All right, Fed Up.
Earth is flat, I guess.
Yeah.
Couldn't say it any better.
Yeah. But folks, just remember, this is actually the Earth is flat, whether you believe it or not. It's a spiritual battle. Okay. Just remember, we're gonna be back again here tomorrow night for the Peach Pit. We expect y'all all here. even the newcomers. Okay. God's great. You're great. And America's still great. Do it.
Can't tell you what the pit's about.
Always remember, the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not.
Break it up, boys.
But anyway, God's great. You're great. And America's always going to be great. And you're always going to be great. And yeah, we never know what the peach pit's going to be about. We never know that, folks. She will never tell us. She will never call us. So it's going to be quite interesting again, as usual. And thank you guys again for joining us.
Thank you all.
Y'all have a good evening.
Always remember, the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. The lie needs your permission and participation to even exist. And the only one place that a lie can exist is in the minds of those who are foolish enough to believe it. You're in the 7 Club.